Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I'm going to be walking my happy butt over to the futon to check out the new slasher, Scalper. So what is the plot of Scalper? Well, it tells the story of a psychic who is having a problem with her friends, I guess you could say, being murdered. People connected to her in one shape or form are being killed off by a man who is scalping them alive. This sounds like it's going to be one brutal ass slasher. Now, the psychic is played by Susan Priver, and she gets the assistance of a detective played by Jake Busey. And the two of them are trying to hunt down this guy called Scalper. Now, he could be a murderer from her past, or he might be a copycat. I guess we're just going to have to watch this movie to find out. Now, guys, this is another one of the screeners that I was sent here recently that I'm super honored to be able to check out. So thank you very much for thinking of me and sending this movie my way. And this is in no way, shape, or form going to be affected by that. This is going to be my 100% honest opinion. So you know what? My good old cat Haku is waiting on me to get over to the futon because, as I said before, that cat loves a good slasher. So I need to get up there and check out Scalper. Just getting done watching Scalper, and guys, I really enjoyed this movie. This was a fun little slasher, and it also has tons of homages to other horror and slasher films throughout it. Okay, guys, now I do enjoy this film, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be something that resonates with a wider audience. So let's get into this, shall we? We're going to start things with the negatives and then go into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. Negative-wise, as I was saying, this film is tailor-made for a specific audience. I do not think this movie was made for people who are not fans of horror trying to bring them in. This is definitely for fans of horror. And more specifically, I think it's more for fans of slasher films. If you're not really a slasher kind of person, you're probably not going to find a lot of value to this. You're probably going to find this movie a little gross and a little cheesy, predictable, and silly in spots. Now, if you are sitting here watching this going, I don't see a problem with anything that you're saying, well, guess what, guys? We are officially in the positives. Okay, this is a grimy, dirty, filthy slasher film. It is tailor-made to be that B horror film that plays at the drive-in or at your local dollar theater, if you guys even know what I'm talking about. This is tailor-made to be a cult slasher film, and it is a complete and absolute love letter to the genre. I loved a lot of the cinematography in this film. I liked the way this film was shot. It did a lot of Carpenter-esque vibes throughout the entire film. There were other shout-outs to other horror films, other slashers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, just to name a couple of them. So if you're a fan of the genre, you're just going to have a really great time just picking out all of the little Easter eggs and such that are found throughout this entire movie. The film's story is fun. It's kind of one of those police procedural things. They're trying to hunt this slasher down while they're going around killing people that are in some way or another connected with the psychic in this film. And now normally I'm not a huge fan of psychic or occult kind of stuff in my slasher films, but I feel like it kind of worked in this film because of the tongue-in-cheek, campy cheesiness of the movie. I feel that having something like the psychic realm worked. Although there are moments, and I'm going to throw this into the negative just for a second, with the psychic moments, there are some moments that kind of slow things down a little bit. She kind of goes into this astral plane where she can talk to spirits and all, and in those moments, it kind of slows the movie down a little bit, and it just kind of feels like filler and padding, because this movie's short. This is not a long watch whatsoever. This film clocked in at like an hour and 19 minutes. But to be perfectly honest, that's fine. That's perfect. There really isn't a whole lot more that needs to be in this movie. It's just a good, short, sweet, fun little romp with a ton of Easter eggs and fun homages to other slasher films. So if you are a fan of slasher movies and you're a fan of the horror genre in general, I think you're going to find a lot of really fun in this movie. If you're not somebody who enjoys that kind of stuff, I don't think you're going to find much whatsoever in this movie. I don't think it was really made for people outside of horror, period. So yeah, once it comes out to VOD, which is January 16th, if you are a fan of this, I say check it out, guys. This was definitely a fun romp. I also forgot to add that it is a well-acted film. The actors in this movie know exactly what kind of movie it is, and they really deliver in a fine performance all around. So yes, this is a solid film for you to check out once it's released January 16th on VOD. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.